Good evening, fellow Plexers. This video is a direct response from a very unhappy YouTube viewer of my channel. And he can be unhappy, he can even be kind of nasty. I'm here to help him regardless. So, JonnyGators, 43 minutes ago, posted a comment in relation to my Plex Live TV with HDhomerun tuner without a Plex Pass video that this doesn't work. He says when he goes there, the only button he has is get a Plex Pass. Your video is titled without a Plex Pass, yet when I try this, I have no button like you show to set up Plex DVR, only the get a Plex Pass button. Your guide is a lie. It does not work. Stop wasting all our valuable time with your misinformation and lies. Well, JonnyGators, I want to help you. So I signed a test server out of my regular Plex account and created a new Plex account with a brand new email address. And this is what I have. I do see the option. But let's prove to you that there's no Plex Pass associated with this account. If I go to the transcoder settings, and look, I haven't even set up remote access. If I go here, I have advanced option checked. I do not see the option to set my iGPU on my older Synology NAS. It's a DS1019 NAS. And if I bring in the settings from my regular server, this is a test server on my newer Synology NAS. If I go to the transcoder section, down here you can see I can check use hardware accelerated video transcoding and either leave it at auto or manually select the iGPU. Now, my DS1019 Plus NAS that I'm using has an HD Graphics 500 iGPU in its older Celeron processor. So if we go back to this server and click Live TV and DVR in the settings, and I think that's what you're missing. You might be under the home of the web app. Alright, so I've given myself, no, I haven't given myself access to anything besides just this one server. So if I go to Live TV, this is all just what Plex offers. All the free stuff. Just like a Pluto account, just the free stuff. If I go into the settings, wrong thing, and hit Live TV, I can see both my HDhomerun tuners. So I'll set up the older one. And I'd have to look up the zip code for Canastota, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a Syracuse zip code. My antenna has 2 masts on it, and I can reach stations in Utica. So the Syracuse zip code, oh, I got lucky. It pulled in the Utica channels. Well, not all the Utica channels. Some of them. But let's uncheck some of the Utica channels. Well, actually, we'll uncheck a bunch, in order to have less guide data to pull in. And I'll delete, or I'll get rid of some of the sub channels too, just to increase the guide data speed. Okay, so I'll hit continue. And this will take a little bit. Well, it's 40% already. So I don't have to pause the video. Okay. So we've got that in. So let's go back to home. And let's go to Live TV. And now you see a tab here showing that NAS. This is what I've named this Plex server. And I definitely have these channels. And let's just play one really quick and stop it.
That's
And let's play another one, a little People's Court. Okay, so no Plex Pass, no hardware acceleration, and it just works, buddy. So really, like, if you don't want to follow my channel, that's fine. I'm here to help you, but you don't have to get nasty with me. So I would appreciate you following these simple instructions and seeing if it works for you. It works for me, and I haven't reviewed this video to see exactly what I did, but I'm sure if you watch it closely, it's going to be identical to this one, only I'm signed in with my regular Plex account to the test server. I have multiple test servers that I can spin up. Each of my Synology NAS units have a test server on it. The older one has 2 test servers, one under a Docker container and one is a package install. And that's what I signed out of and then signed back in with this new Plex account. I have a little HP desktop down in my basement, my little bench computer. I've got a couple bench computers. I have 2 of those units. I have a 7th gen micro form factor Dell Optiplex. I can spin up a test server really quickly. As you see, you've only made this comment 43 minutes ago, and I actually didn't hop to it. I waited about 10 minutes, and here I am with a test server spun up. So even though you came at me in this kind of nasty way, buddy, I'm here to help you. Plex is a small community. I have a passion for Plex. I want to help people. I wish videos like mine existed for me when I started out in 2019 with my first Synology NAS, because I listened to other people's advice that was totally wrong, and I screwed everything up so badly it took me a year to pull my head out of my you-know-what. And I was able to do that by studying all of Plex's support documents. I know most of them like the back of my hand. I've got a new video ready to pull up. What have I been playing with today? I'll give you a preview. So I'm big on naming. You could almost call me like the Plex naming czar. I like to follow all the rules. So this test server isn't even running anymore, so let me get rid of that. And the trash guide. So let's see, let's skip all that. The trash guides give some bad advice for naming. Excellent article to get the R's set up. Excellent resource. But in some areas they conflate MB naming with Plex. And I'm like, oh no, you don't. Well, somebody told me it didn't matter. And instead of arguing with someone, I like to test things out. So we all know that with Plex's naming scheme for a TV show, you need to use either the TMDB or the TVDB source ID. So I'm running a little test, and I learned that if I used, this is for a movie, sorry. So a movie would be TMDB or IMDB. Well, the trash guide suggests that you can use some MB naming schemes, like putting the TV ID into brackets instead of the curly braces like they belong. Well, if I put the TVDB ID into curly braces, well, Plex may or may not match the media. I just don't know if that source ID is being used. But if I switch it to parentheses or brackets, then I can run some tests to see if it's being used. Well, big surprise, TVDB isn't supposed to be accepted in Plex, but it is if it's like that. If you go the extra legal MB route and put ID in it, now Plex won't scan this. So it's interesting that in a Plex movie library, you can use TVDB source ID. And why I picked these 2 movies, they're totally different movies in the same year. So if I add it like this, one scans in correctly just 50-50 chance, and the other one scans in as the completely wrong movie. So that's a video I might work on tonight or tomorrow afternoon. And I don't like to argue with people. When someone says I'm wrong, I like to go out and figure out if I really am wrong or not by running some comparative test, which is what I've done in your case. Brand new Plex server with a brand new Plex account. There's no Plex Pass, and I proved that in the transcoder setting. There's no option to turn on transcoding. And let me just prove that as overkill. Okay, so what I have running is this test server and my real server. And as you can see, this is running, as I've mentioned a lot in my videos, on an 11th gen mobile i5 processor in a tiny Intel NUC. And I'm using Unraid as only a Docker host because I wanted the fabulous power of this Iris Xe graphics iGPU. If I go to my test server on the 1520 NAS, it's a capable iGPU, but you're not doing a lot, and I can do a lot on the other one. So this is a test server here. And again, nothing because there's no Plex Pass. So I appreciate you viewing my channel. I'd appreciate it if you could be a little politer, and I would have made the same video for you probably if you said, no way, Jose, I just can't get it to work like you showed in your video, because I want to support people just like you. Again, I didn't know my rear end from my elbow when I was starting out, and I made all kinds of mistakes. Plex Pass is required for the DVR feature. It's not required for live viewing. And if you want to join the Plexaholics Facebook group or the Plex Pals Facebook group, I'm in both. You can send me some screenshots, or even I can talk to you on Facebook Messenger once you join one of those groups and you contact me. And if you're behind a total brick wall, I can help get you over it. But I can't have any more conversations like this. It works. It's unfortunate you couldn't make it work. I can help you make it work. So with that, JonnyGators, happy Plexing, and everybody else, take care. I appreciate any support on my YouTube channel. And even if you've got a bone to pick, I'm going to help you get it going. Fix your problem. Take care.